We'll begin the day's programme with a musical interlude by Mr. James Roriston, our head of music, who will play the English Suite Movement 1 in A minor, written by J.S. Bach in 1730, followed by Jan Tierson's Penaroche, written just 2 years ago. Thank you, Mr. James. Our graduates are now ready and about to enter the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2017. Light symbolizes the gaining of knowledge. Knowledge removes ignorance just as light removes darkness. Knowledge is a lasting inner wealth by which all our achievements can be accomplished. Hence we light the lamp to bow down to knowledge as the greatest of all forms of wealth. The traditional oil lamp has a further spiritual significance. The oil in the lamp symbolizes our negative tendencies and the wick our ego. When lit by spiritual knowledge, the negative tendencies get slowly exhausted and the ego too finally perishes. The flame of a lamp always burns upwards. Similarly, our acquisition of knowledge should always be for the purpose of attaining higher goals. Keeping these traditions and lofty ideals in mind, I now invite our chairman, director, CEO and principal to light the lamp at the beginning of the 16th graduation ceremony of the International School of Bangalore. In Indian tradition, Ganesha is the god of knowledge, higher arts and pure intelligence. It is believed that no landmark event can be fruitful without invoking his name. It is therefore fitting that we now have the invocation song, the Fatapi Ganapatim, performed by Sharanya Sunil and Kaveri Nadamuni.
Vatapi Ganapatim bhajeham 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 Varanasyam Varapradam Shri Varanasyam Varapradam Shri Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje Bhutadisam sevita charanam Bhutadisam sevita charanam Buddha bhautika prapancha bharanam Vitaraginam vinudayoginam Vitaraginam vinudayoginam Vishvakaranam vignavaranam Vatapi Ganapatim bhajeham Varanasyam Varapradam Shri Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje Pura kumbhasam bhava munivara prapujitam trikona madhyagatam murari pramukadyupasitam muladhara kshetra stitam parari chatvari vagatmakam Pranava Swarupa Vakratundam Nirantaram Nitila Chandra Gandam Nijavamakara Vidrateshu Dandam Harambuja Vasha Bijapuram Kalusha Viduram Budakara Haradi Guru Guha Toshita Bimba Hamsatvani Bhushita Heramba Vatapi Ganapatim bhajeham Varanasyam Varapradam Shri Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje
Thank you very much, Kaveri and Sharanya, for that wonderful rendition. I think we sometimes take for granted how easy that must be when we see a performance like that, but Mr. Roriston assures me that singing unaccompanied is a real skill, and I think we've just seen a great example of it this morning. So thank you very much for that wonderful rendition, which sets off this morning's graduation in fine style. Dr. Gopal Krishna, Dr. Bindu Hari, Mr. Hari Krishnan, colleagues, parents, grandparents, other family members, and of course students. Thank you so much for joining us today on what is arguably the most important day of our school calendar. Because although there is the small matter of the IB diploma examination results around the corner, today is the day when we prepare to take our leave of this year's graduates. Today's events are hugely symbolic in the lives of us all. They're also a celebration of all that the class of 2017 has achieved, but perhaps above all, today is a celebration of community and of teamwork. That's why the entire team gathers today. With our graduands quite rightly taking centre stage, it is completely appropriate that you do so accompanied by those who have helped you on your journey. The staff, both teaching and non-teaching, have all played a most significant part in that journey. And indeed, some of those teachers, like our graduands, also move on from TISB today. And at the risk of singling out individuals, I would like to make special mention of Mr. Danvir Fernandez and Ms. Prabha, who have had a profound influence on this class and indeed many other classes before them. The other hugely important group, of course, is your family, and in particular your parents. For them, this is an enormously important milestone, a day on which their many sacrifices and those aspirations for you, their children, come to fruition. I'd like to say a word about the class of 2017. Some of you may remember elements of my very first meeting with parents, with staff, and with students on my arrival at TISB 4 years ago. I said then that I have always believed that the truly great schools are those where the community is made up of supremely confident young people who are focused, who are hard-working, who care about one another, and where arrogance is simply not tolerated. Now, although arrogance sadly does surface on occasions in every institution and organisation, I'm happy to say that my experience of the graduating class of 2017 has been almost entirely positive. They're a great bunch of young people, and they exude confidence in all they do, yet they have a supportive sense of team amongst them, and they are, on the whole, intolerant of arrogance. They're certainly worthy of our accolades and congratulations this afternoon. It is clear that as a team, the class of 2017, much has been achieved, that there is much to celebrate, and that we can now look forward to our IB diploma results with a quiet confidence in a few weeks' time. My abiding memory of this class will be their camaraderie and their friendliness. And nowhere was this camaraderie more evident than in the amazing Vivum which took place at the beginning of the year. It was a place where these youngsters learnt to work together under extreme pressure and stress. At times, emotions were frayed, but the sense of team came throughout that wonderful Vivum Fest. On a very personal level, I'd like to make mention of their friendliness. A hallmark of this class is the way in which they have always greeted people. My wife and I notice it on a daily basis as we walk around the campus, and visitors often comment on it. In particular, the way in which our senior students have greeted and looked after our prospective families at our open days has, I'm told, become a distinctive trademark of TISB, and I'd like to thank you, the class of 2017, personally, for your part in that. Much has been achieved academically, and as I say, we look forward, quietly confident, to the results in a few weeks' time. But my hope is that much has been learned beyond the content of any given subject syllabus. Education, after all, is not about being told what to do and where to go. It is not about competing with the person sitting next to you. It is, in my view, about working together collaboratively to achieve the very best that we all can. It is about being given a certain body of knowledge and a set of skills that can be a springboard to a new discovery. Here at TISB, we want young people to explore not only what we have to offer, but also to explore and come to know themselves in the process, so that as they take their place in the world, they're equipped to make the right choices. Some years ago, I attended the Infosys Science Award ceremony with some of our senior students, and we were privileged to be in the presence of Kofi Annan, the Secretary General of the UN, from 1997 to 2006, and the Nobel Peace Prize winner in 2001. And his words, I think, are very pertinent to us today and, in fact, for life beyond today. He said, "To live is to choose, but to choose well, you must know who you are and what you stand for. You need to know where you want to go and why you want to get there." As we help to mold the leaders of tomorrow, our hope is that they will graduate as innovative individuals with imagination and vision, that they will go on to university and into the workplace as young adults, inspired by their own aspirations and dreams, and fired by a passion to make their world at least a slightly better place. We hope that as a school, we have done our bit to help our students, and we hope that we've helped them to make what will sometimes be difficult choices. But we have not done that alone. We simply couldn't have done our part as a school without the support of you, the parent body. A parent wrote to me recently and said, "So often we as parents expect more and more, and we forget to reflect on the richness of what we already have. You have reminded us of what is truly important. Our children are not only becoming eager learners, they are becoming better people." Those were very nice words to receive, but I would throw them back at the parents and say that we can only do a part of the exercise, and we can't do it without your support. To you, the parents, I'd like to thank you very much for supporting your children, and to thank you every bit as sincerely for supporting us throughout their journey. I'd like to think that neither of us could have done it alone. That's enough for me for the moment. It's now my very real pleasure to introduce to you our director and Dr. Bindu Hari to say a few words. I've been talking this morning about support, and I think Dr. Bindu, to me personally, is the epitome of the support that I receive here at TISB. She and I work very closely together. We enjoy many conversations about the philosophy of education and those many areas that we share a similar vision. And she displays great leadership, not just towards TISB, but indeed towards all the other NPS schools. I know that she enjoys speaking to graduating classes each year. This must be, gosh, no, I have no idea how many she's done in the last 20 plus years, but it's only eclipsed by her father, who will be speaking to us later on, who's done many more. But I always enjoy listening to Dr. Bindu at our graduations, and in that vein I invite her now to say a few words. Thank you.
Every time we speak one after the other, Mr. Armstrong and I, the mic gets a lot of exercise, being moved up and down. A very warm welcome to each one of you here, parents of the class of 2017, and our graduating students as well. I must say all of you young men look absolutely charming today, and so do all you ladies in your saris and your outfits look absolutely gorgeous. Let's give them a very, very big round of applause, please. Parents, many years ago, you came back home one day with a little baby in the crook of your arms, a little bundle. Fast forward 17, 18 years, and here we are celebrating the graduation of the class of 2017 together. What a wonderful occasion, what a momentous event. It's, even as I walked in, it was lovely to see your eyes shining with pride. That was very, very obvious to me, just walking in, greeting you all. It's such a special occasion. It has such a positive feel to it, so it's really very wonderful. To the class of 2017, I have two messages for you this morning. And Coming up on screen are pictures of people who need no introduction. So you will see them all coming up one by one. People of eminence, game changers, they're pioneers, they're path breakers, they're trend setters. And class of 2017, what's my fondest dream and wish for you? My fondest dream and wish for you is that your contribution to society at large will be so immense, so extraordinary, and so humble that we will hold you up as an exemplary example and a role model for future generations of TISP students. I believe that is our collective dream, the dream of your teachers, dream of your principal. We really, really look forward to that day, not just one of you, but many, many more of you on the screen up there. I cannot help but acknowledge some of our students here today, a small number, as small as 7 from the class of 2017. And this young lady was the first to join TISP in the April of 2003 as a tiny little 3-year-old. Chetna Tapeta, 15 years at TISP. Could you please stand, Chetna? Could you please rise wherever you are? And could Chetna's parents rise as well? There she is. And where are Chetna's parents? Wonderful to have had you here through all of these years. Absolute delight. There are students who've been with us for 13 years and 14 years, all joined in kindergarten. Your kindergarten teachers are swelling with pride today, looking at you, and many of them are still with us. And I'm just going to call out the names of all of these students. Rohan Hejmadi, Diane and Leanne Fernandez, Mihir Pai, Shefali Mehra, and Louis Philippe Dujardin, who joined us in KG2, in kindergarten 2. Could all of you please rise? And could the parents of all of these students rise as well? Please stand up. All of these 6 students and their parents, please rise. I don't see Mr. Tanveer standing up. Where are you? Okay. Wonderful, wonderful that you have been here for so long. Absolute delight to have had you as parents and students through more than a decade. The next video I'm going to share with you, essentially, parents, will bring back some memories. Some of those visuals will tug your heartstrings, will cause you to reminisce. As for all of our young graduates today, the video, as it unfolds, will actually unfold your future too, right? So it's a story in words. In a couple of minutes, could I have the video up, please? similar journeys, and the circle of life repeats itself. So, a message to all of you graduates. It's actually a plea from me on behalf of your parents. When you go off to university and when you're really busy, please pick up that phone and call your parents. Right? They'll be waiting for that call. Next thought, again, it's really a dedication to your parents, to mothers in particular. And here it comes. Young lad, Calvin, and following is a little cartoon. Yeah, okay, here it goes. Here's what Calvin has to say. Hobbes, look, there's a little raccoon on the ground. And Hobbes says, is it alive? Calvin says, I think so, but he's hurt. See, he's hardly breathing. Hobbes says, better not touch him if he's hurt. And Calvin says, yeah, you wait here and I'll guard him. I'll run and get mom. And Hobbes shows some hesitation and says, I hope she can help. And Calvin runs off and says, of course she can. You don't get to be mom if you can't fix everything just right. Right? That's the belief of a 6-year-old. A big round of applause for all of our mothers who are here. Won't leave the fathers behind. And fathers, for the number of hours that you carried your sons and daughters around, for the number of hours that you read to them, for all the moral support, the guidance, the advice that you offered. Sometimes they wanted it, sometimes they didn't want it. And when they didn't want it, it made you very unpopular, but you did it anyway because you're a father. And so a big round of applause for the fathers as well. The category of people I'd also want us to acknowledge, Principal did it a little bit earlier. And the thought that I'd share with you is this: there is no adult other than your parents and your extended family who roots for you, who cheers for you. They're your greatest cheerleaders, and they're your greatest cheerleaders all of your life, not just till you finish your IB exams. They look forward to your success. They want to hear stories of your success. Nothing makes them more happy, more proud than to see you succeed in life. Right? So to our teachers, the entire TISB staff who've been so supportive of you, teachers, yes, but also the admin staff, the house parents, librarians, nurses, all of them. So can we give the entire community a big round of applause, please? The thought that I share with you, class of 2017, is I do believe that you've been given lots of advice by our teachers through the year, in assemblies, in your classes. You've imbibed, you've absorbed the TISB values in your time with us, and we're very, very confident that you'll do very well for yourselves in life. Your IB results will be excellent. And my last message is in the form of a song from Zootopia, Shakira, Try Everything. You've probably heard it. Can we have the song on? There's an important message within the song as well.
I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't believe. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Keep
a message there on failure and making mistakes. I won't give up, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start all over again. I'll start again. And I hope that's the attitude with which you approach your life as well. All the very best to you, to university life and life itself thereafter, class of 2017. I'm not saying goodbye to you. We never say goodbye at TISP, but we adopt a phrase that is used by the people here, people in Karnataka, that says Hog Banni, which means go and come back. And we'll be waiting for you. All the best, class of 2017. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Bindu, not just for your thoughts and insights, but also for your continued support and guidance to all of us here at TISB. We shall now begin the presentation of the first set of certificates to students. I request our founder chairman, Dr. K.P. Gopal-Krishna, to join Mr. Armstrong and Dr. Bindu on stage to present the first set of certificates, please. As each graduate comes up on stage to receive their certificate, a slide will indicate their aspirations for the future, together with extracts taken either from thoughts they've written over the years or that teachers have written about them. The slide will also show the 3 universities at the top of their personal list from the offers that they have already received. In some cases, fewer than 3 universities appear. But this is not because they have received less than 3 offers, but rather that they have accepted an early action offer or have narrowed their list down to the 1 or 2 colleges that they really want to attend. It's also worth mentioning at this juncture that this cohort has collectively been offered around 100 scholarships, amounting in total to a staggering figure well in excess of $5 million US. Without further ado, we shall now proceed with the presentation of the first set of certificates for the graduating class of 2017.
Good morning. Adi Sagar. Aryaman Shah. Ayushi Vadalia. Abhishek Bolapragada. Aditya Govindraj. Aditya Surjewala. Ajinkya Bagul. Amisha Patel. Amit Ramesh. Ananya Pentaparti. Anirudh Bakre. Anjali Singapore. Anurag Sharma. Anvita Ramachandran. Apra Gupta. Arjun Gobind. Arjun Menon. Arnav Garg. Arya Nayar. Aryavir Munshi. Ashir Damla.
Avik Setia. Bianca Kapoor. Chaitanya Sindagi. Chaivat Raksatam Charan. Chetna Tapeta. Devanshi Agarwal. Devanshi Gupta. Dhruvam Bajpai. Diane Fernandez. Dushyant Raju. Gauri Samyajula. Grace Fisher. Harshita Bhaskar. Hriday Sehgal. Isha Anantapurkar. Justin Kim. Karthik Ravichandran. Katyayani Vemulkar. Kaveri Nandamuni. Ketan Gupta. Kea Trivedi. Kushal Aminilani.
Lasya Malika Arjun. Laika Sharif. Lakshmi Dumpala. Leanne Fernandez. Louis Dujardin. Meghna Ashok. Mihir Pai. Misha Mehra. Mitra Maladi. Moedin Yenepoya. Nayanika Das. Neil Mandana. Thank you, Dr. Gopalakrishna. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong.
I would now like to invite Mrs. Els Dujardin, a TISB parent of long standing, 13 years and counting, I believe, whose older son Louis graduates today and younger son Arthur moves into grade 10 next year. I'm inviting her up to provide us with a very different perspective, that taken from that of the parents. Mrs. Dujardin.
Thank you.
Good morning. As Dr. Bindu was saying, I can't imagine where the years have gone. They just slipped away so quickly. Many of my friends told me, enjoy your kids to the fullest, because before you know it, they have grown up and they're gone. And look at us today. We are here because one of our sons or daughters is graduating today. I almost did not see it coming until last summer. We had the last visa renewal, we had the last uniform order, we had a travel, and we said, this is the last time Louis will be with us. And then the words next year popped up in almost every conversation. It was for me a year that was starting to sound a little bit bittersweet. Many times I felt time is flying by and I want time to slow down. I want to enjoy these last moments so much. Give me just a little bit more time with my son, with the family as a whole, before everything is going to change. Where did all those years go? I still don't know. In 2004, Louis joined TISB in the second term of KG1. He moved in from our hometown, Kortrijk, into this big school, hardly knowing any word of English. But that didn't seem to upset him at all. He was actually weaponed with 6 words. 5 were colors, and 1 was a very important word, toilet. At the end of the year, he spoke fluently. So, without EFL, on his own, which is, according to me, just a proof how kids can absorb things when they are in a good learning environment. The very next year, at the end of KG2, he had his first graduation, his first steps into independence and building confidence. Then, primary was so much fun, not only for him, but also for us. We had science fairs, we had multicultural weeks, and we had family fun days, so much to look forward to. In grade 5, his classroom even changed into Little Belgium. They had the carpet of Brussels, the flower carpet. They had the hill where Napoleon was defeated. And Louis, who had spent so many years already in India, learned a lot in that class. And I was happy to be part of the teachers' team and make it happen. At the end of that same year, we had a second graduation of Louis, a different one, because although there was proudness, there was a change on the way. It was felt a little bit different than the first graduation, because he would move to the other side of the campus and everything would change. And during the welcome back session with Dr. Sullivan, who was presenting all the IGCSE and IB results, Louis looked up to me and he said, "Mom, I don't think I can do this. But you see, we are all here together to celebrate the same thing that happened to our son and daughter, something to be really proud of." Maybe at that time he did not see the road ahead, but that didn't matter, because the leadership and teachers at the ISB, they have the experience and the broader view to keep our sons and daughters focused where they have to be focused and help them over all the hurdles they come across. They very well recognize that every student has a unique personality and their own strengths and interests, and it gives them all the opportunities to explore and grow. And all this made the third graduation of Louis possible. As a mother, seeing your child taking those big steps is definitely transformative. Today, I not only feel joy, but also a bit of loss. I feel very proud and relieved, but also a bit sad at the same time. And I have a certain fear towards all the changes that are going to come my way. But I made it a point that I should look through the lens of their life and their future and be part of it, rather than looking backwards to the lens of my life. We all hope and pray that everything is going to go well for our children. And I know that they made a lot of sacrifices over the past years. They worked extremely hard, harder than I did, I dare say, but they still had a lot of fun at the same time. They became independent, and that independence made them find their own self true. TISB has given them the tools to succeed in life and to succeed in a world that is constantly changing. It is not the same world that we were in when we were 18 or 17 years old. But they are ready to go. They are so ready to confront today's world, which is so different from all the past years they have gone through. TISB has given them the freedom to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes, to choose their own path and do the things they like and enjoy the most, and to discover their own great strengths. They have struggled, we all know it, but they all have succeeded. And I would like to thank TISB for this really gratefully. To the graduates, congratulations to you all. Today, you walk up the stage this side, and you step down on the other side into your own future. It's going to be a challenge, and it's going to have some hurdles, but it will be very enriching at the same time. Just remember one thing Ms. Davis used to say, keep smiling. That will help you a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Dujardin, for those well-chosen words, which I'm sure resonate with many of us here who are parents. It's always refreshing to hear the perspective of parents regarding the TISB experience, because it is so different than those of the students themselves. A number of our grade 12 students will now perform a specially written piece for today called In Motion, written by our head of music, Mr. James Roriston, and dedicated on the score to the students. Mr. James has written the piece in tribute to the incredible hard work and outstanding musicality of these students of grade 12. The idea behind In Motion is that young people's lives are constantly moving, both physically and metaphorically, and that this day itself is representative of that.
Thank you, students. Thank you, students, for that wonderful rendition. We shall now proceed with the presentation of the second set of certificates. I request our Director and Senior Principal, Dr. Bindu Hari, and Principal, Mr. Armstrong, to come on stage to present the certificates, please. Neha Srivastav. Neil Sai Pai Reddy. Nikhil Kong Bantabam. Nishant Padma Kumar. Nishka Raman. Rahil Reddy. Raghav Agarwala. Rahul Rathi.
Rahul Kataria. Rajat Chowdhury. Rajkaran Rajan. Ramakrishna Kanungo. Ria Ranadev. Nivedita. Ria Vinod. Risha Gupta. Rishi Rangarajan. Rishika Gundi. Rohan Hejmadi. Rohit Marol. Sachin Srinivasan. Sachin Jaju. Saikartik Mullapudi. Sakshi Dasgupta. Salil Jajodia. Samat Murti. Sanket Vallabhaneni. Santosh Kartikeyan. Sara Korutu. Satvi Sunkara.
Sharanya Sunil. Sheetji Agarwal. Shefali Mehra. Shreya Kishore. Shruti Jain. Siddharth Agarwal. Siddharth Verma. Simran Saluja. Smriti Venkatesh. Shreya Sridhar. Supriya Mittal. Tanvi Anandam Pillai. Uddhav Bagarodia. Bhumika Paul. Vaidehi Bagarodia. Varun Manyar. Varun Venkatesh. Vedant Gandhewar. Vedika Parikh. Vanilla Talla. Vidit Agarwal. Vidur Subaiya. Vigneshwar Veerappan. Vinay Ramesh. Viren Shah. Vishal Baheti. Yashas Bushapagala. Thank you, Dr. Bindu, Principal. Thank you so much.
Our second performance today is Superheroes, a piece specially chosen for today's performance. Originally by the group The Script, this piece is suggestive of the idea of becoming something greater than yourself and achieving in reality what is in the mind. This will be an arrangement of the original song from 2013 by a selection of our grade 12 students.
Took away the prophet's dream for a prophet on the streets. Now she's stronger than you know. A heart of steel starts to grow. All his life has been told. He'll be nothing when he's old. All the kicks and all the blows, they won't ever let it show. 'Cause he's stronger than you know. A heart of steel starts to grow. When you've been fighting for it all your life, you've been struggling to make it right. Now a superhero learns to fly. You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been working every day and night. Now a superhero learns to fly. All the hurt, all the lies, all the tears that they cry. When the moment is just right, you see fire in their eyes. 'Cause she's stronger than you know. Heart of steel. You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been struggling to make things right. Now a superhero learns to fly. You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been working every day and night. That's how a superhero learns to fly. Every day, every hour, turn the pain into power.
Fire in her soul, beast in his belly that's so hard to control. 'Cause they've taken too much hits in the blow by blow.
Now light him out, stand back, watch him explode.
She got the lion in her heart, fire in her soul. He's got a beast in his belly that's so hard to control. 'Cause they've taken too much hits, taken blow by blow. Now light him out, stand back, watch him explode. Watch them explode.
You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been struggling to make things right. That's how a superhero learns to fly. You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been working every day and night. That's how a superhero learns to fly. You've been fighting for it all your life. You've been working every day and night. So a superhero learns to fly.
Thank you, students, for such a lively performance. I think the script have something to worry about now if they continue to play like that. I'd like now to invite our chairman, founding chairman, Dr. K.P. Gopal Krishna, to say a few words, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, young ladies and gentlemen. I can't treat you like small children now because today you have graduating and just graduated and exploring the possibilities of shaping your future life that is there in your mind. In a graduation ceremony or any time when elders, teachers, principal, when we talk, what all of us we do is we pour a lot of advices, lot of guidance, thinking that you are all young children. But to my mind, you are not at all young children, grown-up adults. You know what you want, and you have specific ideas how to shape your future life, what you want to study in your future life, and so on. But I like to remind you one or two things which probably an essentials of our life. One is a self-imposed discipline you need to have to be successful in life. Your time management, and when you go to the college, the life is not that as easy you had in the school life. Now you are left alone to decide what you want to do. It's a big responsibility on your head. Your parents, they have a lot of aspiration from every one of you. And we teachers also have a lot of aspirations about your future life. That is where the responsibility you have at present. I always remind the youngsters, you create your own destiny. You create your own positive future, which is absolutely in your hand. Nobody else can help you except supporting you financially, initially. That's all elders can do, your parents can do. Otherwise, you decide your destiny. When you think of your future life, there is another aspect I would like to remind you is what we are seeing today from the professionals, students. There is a declining trend of humility in the youngsters. Always they give priority for materialism. That takes away the humility of life. Unless you develop understand that word humility, your success in life will hamper actually. For remember that humility is an important factor which you require to be successful in life. Another aspect is we are seeing among the youngsters, sometimes in the successful people also, a great ego. This ego is also very bad to achieve success in life. That humility should be there in the reflection of your every aspects and in your character. You should be very, very diplomatic with the fellow beings and everybody around you. You must be noticing often among yourself, when you look at some of the friends and people around, you will notice some of them very, very minutely say so and so. There is something very special in them. Why? That is one thing you should remember. You should be always a unique human being. Rather than you're going to be successful in your life, there is no doubt about it. You have leadership in you, you have entrepreneurship in you, you have everything. But some of these small points you should remember. The society should accept you. You have seen some of the leaders when Dr. Bindu presented you on the screen. And I am sure you will also see a place in that in future. But you need these qualities all the time to have success. We are very happy, and I was told that this year's batch of 2017, a very, very special batch of students. They were very responsible. They are a role model group to your youngsters. That's a great, great thing where I am happy. I should congratulate, I should compliment Principal Mr. Peter Armstrong to give that right positive input to all of you. I give that credit to him along with you. Always we find some teachers will say, oh, this batch of students are like this, like this, like this. But this compliment, what you have, it is excellent, and your youngsters will follow in future in TISB. There is no hiccup. All the students were serious in studies, and you are also exhibited the excellent character. All those things. I don't think I should go on talking to you anything else except I wish you all the best in your future life. That's all I could convey to you. And I had a mission in my life I devoted for education, create education institutions. I am at present working with one more institution to be opened near the airport called also NBS NAFL at Urbana campus. That is one more addition we have in our group of institutions. But one point I'm very sad. I have seen on the screen what you are going to do, where you are going to study, all that. But I did not see anyone is expressing a desire to become a teacher. That sometimes, always, I feel, why you do not want to become a teacher? Look at Mr. Peter Armstrong contributing a lot. Look at Dr. Bindu Hari, completely devoted again for education. And if you youngsters, you don't also think of and coming to the level of that thinking, teaching, maybe in the school, maybe in the college, I did not see anyone has expressed that at all. It is not only you in all our 14 or 15 schools in the graduation ceremony. This one point always again and again reminds me why nobody is opting as teachers. I ask you that question. But I have one, Sulhas, one Vivek, a student of NPS, very successful in business. Probably he has made millions of rupees profit from your company every year. He came to me last week, sir, I want to start a school in Whitefield. I readily agreed. And he is the only one during my 57 years of life with the schools, seeing that one of the boys, our earliest students, he says, I want to have a school. I want to help the students of a very high standard. I expect at least few of you people also think of in future. I'm sure some of you will become university professors and all that. Thank you very much. Look forward to see you in future. And please come and share with us about your future life, future successful life. That will be the happiness we teachers, we founders, principals will have. That's the only thing we expect from you, nothing else. Thank you. Good.
Thank you, Dr. Gopal Krishna. Today's third musical performance is a piece called 7 Years, originally sung 2 years ago by Lucas Graham. A lyrical piece of nostalgia and reflection, this is the final performance from our grade 12s and was especially chosen by them, especially for today.
Old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years other to the limits, we were learning quicker. By 11, doing things we later reconsider. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. I always had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs, I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seemed to bore me. Cause only those I really love will ever really know me. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. I only see my goals, I don't believe in failure. Cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I'll see you later. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was writing about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old. Soon we'll be 30 years old. Our songs have been sold. We've traveled around the world and we're still roaming. Soon we'll be 30 years old. I'm still learning about life. My woman brought children for me, so I can sing them all my songs and I can tell them stories.
Most of my boys are with me, some are still out seeking glory, and some I had to leave behind. My brother, I'm so sorry.
Soon I'll be 60 years old. My daddy got 61. Remember life and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote a letter once. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is colder? Will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is colder? Will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Once I was 7 years old.
We've heard from Dr. Bindu, and we've heard from Mr. Armstrong. We've heard from a parent perspective. Now it's the time of the students to share their recollections. I'm going to call upon head girl Ananya Pentaparthi, head boy Rohan Hedmarjmi to provide us with their version of the TISB journey.
A very good afternoon to all present here. We have gathered here today to celebrate one of the many milestones of our lives and are finally moving on to a life outside the comfort of TISB to achieve much bigger things. Looking back to all the things that make this journey the most enriching experience of my life so far, I cannot help but think back to how this journey began. I joined TISB back in 2012 as a shy, timid 8th grader, too afraid to talk to people on her own, too dependent on others and not ready for life on her own. Today, I leave the school as a confident young 18-year-old ready to live life in a foreign country all by herself. Like all of us here, I've met new people, grown more, and learned and become the person who I am through the influence of this school. A transformation so significant would have been impossible had it not been for all the people who influenced my thoughts knowingly or unknowingly. My teachers for always selflessly supporting me, my parents for encouraging all my decisions, my house mothers for giving me a home away from home where I was free and allowed to truly discover the person that my abilities allowed me to be. My coaches for taking school life beyond the classroom, and finally my friends who have now become like family. One of the most valuable things that I've learned from my life here at TISB is the ability to push myself to try new things that I'm not necessarily comfortable with. This value was instilled in me through sport. The year that I first joined school, I was absolutely reluctant to participate in any events on sports day because I was scared, because I was not confident about myself. But my division captain at this time, who is now one of my closest friends, she asked me to at least run the cross-country race to earn some points for the house. After a few minutes of convincing, I agreed to do so, and I managed to secure third place in the race. This allowed me to be more confident and discover my ability as a long-distance runner. And today, I'm proud to say that I can run any distance without being afraid. This would have been impossible without the influence of my friend and the opportunity provided by the school. This is one of the countless number of ways in which TISB has shaped me to become the person that I am, and no words can express my gratitude. You, the batch of 2017, have been the most amazing group of people that I could have asked for in my high school life. One of the many excellent qualities that our batch possesses is the ability to celebrate one another's achievements. This was most significant at the time of college acceptance. No college acceptance, be it big or small, went without a celebration, either by posting on social media or banging the tables in the cafeteria while chanting the name of the college. It has been my absolute pleasure to serve as the head girl of the batch of 2017 as my way of giving back to our school community, and I would like to sincerely thank Mr. Armstrong for this opportunity. I would also like to thank Dr. Gopal Krishna, Dr. Bindu Hari, Mr. Dhanveer, Mr. Power, Ms. Prabha, Ms. Pamela, and each and every member of staff who has been with us throughout our journey in TISB. Those of us who were in boarding would not have had the same experience had it not been for the hard work put in day and night by Ms. Namrata, Mr. Gopinathan, Mr. David, and all our house mothers who dealt with our laziness every single morning. I'd also like to thank Mr. Ashok and his team for providing us with everything we needed, both on a daily basis and during Vivum. As we leave today, I understand that it is inevitable for things to change, but I do hope that the relationships we've made here will last us a lifetime. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It feels kind of surreal right now. It's hard to believe that we're finally here. For some reason, the thought of leaving isn't nearly as appealing as it was a few years ago. I guess the TISB has become a kind of home for me. Not in the same sense or to the same extent as I'm sure it's been for many of you who've lived here on campus. But after coming to school 5 days a week, 20, 30 weeks a year, for the past 14 years, I've become so used to this place and so comfortable here that the thought of being away from here for a period of time longer than the summer vacations, it seems alien, and I don't know what to feel about that. I don't really know what to say. I've honestly been so busy oscillating between dreading graduation and then getting excited for it that I almost forgot to write this speech. It's a good thing the IB taught us how to work at the last minute. Anyways, getting back to it, I guess I'd like to start with a huge shout out to all the parents and family members here today. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. I'm sure that there were times when some of you felt that you weren't as involved in our school life as you'd like to be, and there were times when we were so involved in what was happening in school that we'd grown a little bit distant from you. However, I can assure you that you were often on our minds, and the subjects of many of our conversations at school, even though we might not have told you about them. What's the mom's WhatsApp group talking about this time? What do you mean they aren't letting you come out this weekend? Is it true the parents are coming to Goa? No, but seriously, for all our talk about how much we're going to miss school and how much we're going to miss our friends now that we're off to college, we don't talk nearly enough about how much we're going to miss our families. I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say that we are really grateful to you for all the help and support you've given us over these past years in school. On that topic, I would also like to thank, on behalf of the entire grade, all the people who worked tirelessly to making TISB the place that it is. The caterers, the technicians, the estates department and accounting department, and of course, our teachers. School wouldn't be nearly as special if it weren't for our teachers. We've learned so much from you, in terms of academics obviously, but more importantly, in terms of life outside of school. You are individuals that we look up to, respect, and in many ways aim to emulate. Apart from that, but equally important, you've also become our friends. And as students, there's not really much more that we can ask for. So thank you to all the teachers. That just leaves us guys to talk about the TISB batch of 2017. Before going any further, I wanted to give a huge shout out to all our classmates who couldn't make it here today. Bhakti, Tanart, Jaewoong, Junyong, Bank, Pabba, Varavan, and Nena. So a huge shout out to them. Like any other batch, we have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. But as important as those are, I think that it's the idiosyncrasies and the quirky personalities that we're really going to remember. The buff guys who love tight t-shirts. The skinny guys who thought that last comment was about them. The punny people who redefine lame jokes. Guys whose laughs are funnier than most jokes. The weird ones, the dramatic ones. A guy with a strange affinity to the number 9. People who speak with a British accent because they've lived in the UK. People who speak with a British accent even though they haven't. A guy with breathtakingly bad luck. We love you, sis. And another who apparently does a great Jack Sparrow impression. And then, of course, we have the god, Nishant. Sorry, man, I didn't want to take names, but I figured you wouldn't mind the attention. Along with all our quirks, of which there are many more, we've also got so many great memories to look back on. The Goa trip. The time we almost convinced senior school they needed to go for swine flu tests. Our very own Halley memes page. Coming to school early and meeting each other for the first time during Vivam in 11th grade. Running around and singing into walkie-talkies during Vivam in 12th grade. Playing diary cricket in the amphitheater. Spending hours on the cricket field with nothing but music and each other for company. Sitting in A1 with each other, A2 with each other, wishing the bell wouldn't ring so that we could spend just a little bit more time together. Those lessons where our teachers became our classmates and we'd sit down together and talk about whatever came into our heads. And of course, sitting in this very hall, watching batch after batch say goodbye to TISB, wondering when it would be our turn. We've had a lot of good times at TISB, and it's kind of scary to think that our time here is at an end, but I doubt we're ever going to forget the school and all that it did for us. TISB has left a mark on us that's not going to fade anytime soon. But I think the awesome thing is that school's not going to forget us either. We, the batch of 2017, have left our mark on this school. Anybody who needs proof can check the amphitheater. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya and Rohan. We'll now proceed with the tassel ceremony, and I invite Mr. Peter Armstrong, our principal, to conduct this.
Thank you. Before we conduct the tassel ceremony, I'd like to just repeat what Rohan has already mentioned. Throughout the ceremony, we've had people walking across stage, and we've had a slide on the screen behind telling us a little bit about those young people and their aspirations and so on. But there were 8 students who were unable to be with us today, and we'd like to just mention them in particular before we move on to the tassel ceremony. So, Addison, Ashish, Jaewong, Yunyong, Pakdi, Thanat, Arjun, and Nayana. And sadly, 1 or 2 of those students weren't able to be with us today because of family emergencies that meant they couldn't join us. Others were unable to make the journey from overseas, sadly. But they're very much in our thoughts today as we conclude today's ceremony. For many years, I've been trying to persuade graduating classes that they should dispense with these mortarboards that they wear. I lose every year, and despite the fact that they walk across the stage having massive difficulties with them, the reason they want to wear them is for this moment that's just coming up. So if I could ask the graduands who will soon become graduates to be upstanding, and we're going to conduct the tassel ceremony. And for us to conduct it properly, I need to inform you that some of you have got your tassels on the wrong side. Your tassels need to be on the right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen. And the point at which graduands become graduates is the point at which they move their tassels from the right to the left, and I now invite you to move your tassels from right to left and proclaim you graduates of 2017. I think at this stage we invite the graduates to move on to the stage. Is that correct? We started this evening's ceremony with the symbolic lighting of the lamp. and we conclude proceedings with that same symbol, the symbol of light. It is our sincere hope that each and every one of our graduates will allow their light to shine for the betterment of all as they take their place in the world. As they leave TISB, may they be a beacon for others. May they be a beacon of confidence, a beacon of compassion, a beacon of creativity, and above all, a beacon of humility. As this year comes to a close, I leave our graduating class in particular, but indeed all of us, with a few thoughts. I expect to pass through this life but once. If therefore there be any kindness I can show, or any good thing I can do to any fellow being, let me do it now, as I shall not pass this way again. If there is any kindness I can show, or any good thing I can do to any fellow being, let me do it now. Remember well the words of Kofi Annan. To live is to choose, but to choose well, you must know who you are and what you stand for, where you want to go and why you want to get there. To live is to choose, but to choose well, you must know who you are and what you stand for, where you want to go and why you want to get there. It only remains to wish all our graduates every happiness in their future lives. Do not forget your old school. You are always welcome to visit, and we look forward to hearing your news. And I'd like to leave you with the words of one of my favourite poet prayers, the Irish Blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. May you live to see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune. May you be rich in blessings, and may the hand of a friend always be near. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings to an end the formal part of the day's ceremony. Please allow the day's party to leave the auditorium, and you may then exit the auditorium and proceed to the lawns to partake in the celebratory lunch. A reminder that the student yearbook, for those who ordered it, can now be picked up today from the reception before you leave. Please enjoy the lunch. Thank you.